All right, guys, let's jump straight into it. The first ring I'm gonna put on is a ring expander. It's very flexible, the easiest ring you're gonna put on. So after that, I make sure it doesn't overlap and it's seated incorrectly. Then I'm gonna start from my bottom and work my way up. So the bottom O-ring goes first. And the best way I see installing the piston ring onto the piston, well, from my experience, I kind of put the piston ring from the back, opposite from the gap, and I grab one end, slide it down halfway, grab the other to make sure it doesn't have too much flex in it. Makes it easier for me. So once I grab one end and put it inside the groove, I just slide it down counterclockwise or counterclockwise, whichever way you're going. And it just slides in right into the groove very nicely. Be very gentle. You don't want to be too hard on your piston ring because they will break. Next is my top O-ring, the same as before. I put the opposite side of the gap on first, and it gives me the ability to flex my piston ring onto the piston very easy, very carefully. Halfway down, I grab the other side and work its way down together. Make sure it doesn't bend and break. Slide it right into the groove, just like that, and I'm in business. And now for the second compression ring, which is going to be slightly tougher, but it's nothing hard. You'll notice the way I put this on, installed it the same as the O-rings. I put one side on first, and I kind of expand it over the piston so it easily slides down. And I work my way counterclockwise and push it inside the groove. And that's the easiest way that works for me with no problems. And I'm gonna pretty much do the same thing for the top compression ring, which is more flexible than the second. The second is the one that's more stiff, but this one goes on just the same. I forgot to mention that if your piston ring has numbers on them, or if it says top, you're gonna install the piston rings with that facing up. Or if you don't have any letters or numbers on your piston ring and you have a bevel, you're gonna install the piston ring with the bevel facing up in that side. So be mindful of that. You don't want to install your pistons upside down. So make sure if your piston rings has numbers on them or any markings, you're gonna install it facing upwards. I got all my piston rings on and orientated correctly. I marked them just like that, just so I can, look at them again to make sure they're in the right order. It's like the second compression ring, the second one is right there, the gap is right there. Top ring, compression rings, gap is right here, you can see that. And the oil rings are where they're supposed to be. It's kind of hard to really see them, but there is the top one right there. It says top. And where's the bottom one? The bottom one should be the opposite of that. So there you go right there. So the bottom ring, just in that location right there. So I have everything orientated properly, and we're gonna drop it in. I'm gonna clean my crank, clean off this surface, and then use the compression ring and get to business. Got one of my bearings. I got it cleaned up pretty nice. It's my rod bearing. So, whole block. Yeah, so I got the inside lubed up pretty well. I'm using assembly lube. I got it lubed up well. I'm gonna make sure the notch actually fits this notch right here. So like boom, that piece right there goes into that little groove. Make sure I center it properly, and then just press down on it just like that. Make sure it's even on both sides. See, it's coming out. Let me push down on this right here. Center it properly. Send it up. Put it in the groove. Just like that. There we go. And now feel out. They're both even on the both sides. Just like that. We're gonna put our compression, piston ring compressor on there and drop it in. So let's do that. Okay, ready? Just like that, and then come from the bottom and push it down some more. Grab my rod cap. This bearing was still on there, so I don't need to remove it, but the notches basically matches the same side. It's going to be next to each other, so it also has numbers on them, so match the numbers to the rods, and that's how they go on, just like that. Now that the pistons are dead in there, we're gonna install these guys, these ARP head studs in there. We're gonna do that in the next video. Pretty much covered everything I needed to on this one. You know, my boy put in some crazy work. Got these guys in nicely, spins freely. So I'm happy about that. So yeah, catch me in the next video. We're gonna install the head studs and possibly put the head on, slap the turbo on that guy, and we should be back on the road boosting.